Good afternoon, everybody. This is Miss C Temptation, the Queen Bee again of Chicago Talk with another commentary. I wanted to say one love to everybody and peace and blessings to all of you. I wanted to say thank you to my new subscribers, and for those of you who are new to this channel, I want to welcome you to Chicago Talk. Just basically wanted to report two different stories today. Um, the first one is going to be a local story for those of you who lives in the Chicago area. I'm not sure if you heard of this story about the incident. This was back from October 20th of 2014. Laquan McDonald, that was the teenager who was shot 16 times, and it was 4 Chicago police officers that was responsible for his murder. Now, from what I read on the story, it's supposed to be, all of them are supposed to be returning back to work on administrative duty. Their badges and their guns are not going to be returned to them. Also, one of them is still waiting on charges and supposed to be appearing in court though for criminal charges for first-degree murder, in which I totally agree with that, because the reason being because these 4 police officers, they were Caucasian, and the 17-year-old kid was black. And when I read that, I said something did not sit right in my spirit in reference to that, because that sounds kind of racist to me. So for those of you who would mind helping me out in reference to this, please send an email to the Chicago Defender and to let them know, though, that you totally disagree with these results about these 4 police officers being returned back to work, and they committed first-degree murder by taking this young man's life out. I mean, I think he believed he had a mental illness. They said that he had came out though with a knife in his hand, but according to the dash cam, that wasn't the case, because one of the officers, he shot him 16 times, until he fell to his death. So for those of you who wants to help me out to contest this, please get in contact with the Chicago Defender and also express your views on them, and hopefully, they'll change their mind, because these 4 police officers, they definitely need to be terminated, though, because they committed a crime, though. They took this young man's life out. And help me out in terms of to try to seek justice for this young man's family. Regarding the Laquan McDonald story, he was murdered back on October 20th of 2014, and please contact Chicago Defender to express your viewpoints in reference to this story. Now, my second story I wanted to talk about briefly was about the story regarding the Bill Cosby trial. I think last night they said that the jury was in deliberation in terms of coming up with a verdict. Me personally, my opinion about this particular story with Bill Cosby, I don't think he's going to do any time for this, though, because let's face it, the man is 79 years old. The man just lost his sight and his health is declining. So personally, I don't think that he's going to do any time for this. If he do, it's going to be very, very light. And personally, I think he was set up, though, because think about it. The man is a black man. He's the richest man on earth, and my thing is, now, I'm not making up an excuse for the victims, because we're talking about sexual assault. I'm not making up any type of excuses for that, but my thing is, that was like 30-something years ago. That's when he was actively involved as far as with the Cosby Show is concerned. So my thing is, though, why did you wait so many years later to report the incident? I mean, if you was involved in some sort of a rape, then you should report it to the police, to the proper authorities right then and there when it first happened. Not wait until years later to after the fact, but that's just my personal opinion about it. I mean, because personally, I don't think Bill Cosby is not going to do any time in reference to, this trial that's taking place now. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to express your viewpoints in reference to this Bill Cosby story, please leave it in the comments on the bottom. And also share this video and subscribe. Share and subscribe. Let's try to keep this movement strong and keep this movement going. And I want to give a shout out to a couple of people involved in the conscious community. Shout out to The Real Deal of Gary, Indiana. Definitely go and check his videos out. Also to the Conscious Effect. Also to the Elder Rashawn DeLay. He's listed under as the Elder of Truth 1948. Go check some of his videos out, though, because he's very knowledgeable and that man is powerful. So also, like I said, please write to the Chicago Defender, send an email, contact them in reference to this Laquan McDonald story, because personally, I think it's bullshit and it's totally unfair though for these people to actually go back to work, and they actually did commit a murder. I mean, they killed they shot this boy 16 times. I mean, till he fell to his death. I mean, come on now, let's be real about it. Plus, they got the whole entire situation on dash cam. Come on now. But anyway, help me out though, like I said, because that's something that needs to be expressed to them. That these 4 police officers should be terminated in reference to this. So, but other than that, that's pretty much my video for today. Again, this is Lady C Temptation, the Queen Bee of Chicago Talk. I wanted to say namaste, peace and blessings to everybody. Peace be on to you. It's like about in the 70s right now. It's really beautiful outside, very sunny. And for all my Chicagoans, though, all my Chicagoans, I want to wish you all safe travels on your way home from school. And until the next video, I want to say one love. I love you guys, and I'm dropping the mic. That's it.